Morning guys, welcome to Alan's Allotment. It's Sunday the 10th of October 2021. So we're just in the shed as always having a cup of coffee, and we've fed and watered all the pigeons, and we've locked them into the sheds, closed off the bobs into the aviaries so that we can start sorting through the pigeons today. So the first challenge is to select which cocks I'm keeping. And once I get a look through the other tin loft with all the cocks in there, it's going to be really difficult deciding exactly what I'm keeping and what I'm not. However, it's got to be done. So right after this cup of coffee, that's what we're going to do. Still no sign of the one missing pigeon, which was carrying frill stencil. Still no signs of it. It could be in someone else's loft. The hawks could have got it. Or it could still be trying to find its bearings. I have seen pigeons come back as late as 5 days after they've escaped. So all we can do is wait and see. If it comes back, it comes back. If it doesn't, it doesn't. It wasn't destined for the breeding, so it was simply going to be for sale. So it won't be too big a loss if the bird doesn't come back. However, it is carrying frill stencil, so someone will get very lucky if they end up with it in their loft. Just going to have this cup of coffee and then I'll bring you along. Right guys, we've selected all the cocks out of here that we're keeping, with the exception of the old pencil cock, which I'm going to keep. He flies out and raced for me, sentimental purposes only. The rest of these birds are for sale. So we have a frill stencil check blonde satinette as the old blondie neck cock. These blacks are all carrying frill stencil. There's an Andalusian carrying frill stencil, and there's another Andalusian with some frill stencil in here as well. He's also going to be for sale. And then we have a barless carrying ice, also going to be for sale. And these are all cocks in here, guys. So there will be a couple more cocks once we sort through the other loft. But all these are the ones to go, with the exception of this pencil cock. And as we sort through them, we'll put all the ones to go into this shed here, and that will be them to get photographed up and put on the website. Right guys, we've picked out the cocks in here, pretty much what we're keeping. So all the blacks in here now are either frill stencil or carrying it. I'm still thinking of keeping one of these yet. I have to wait and see what space I have left in that loft once I've selected from the stock loft. But I think I might pick this one because it's smaller than this one and carrying the full lace from the blondie net. That one there, I'm still undecided. These could both be cocks. I know one's definitely a cock, that one. And now they're separated again. It is possible that is a cock as well. If it's a small hen, I know somebody will make use of that one. This one here is a Lebanon frill stencil cross, but it's carrying frill stencil on both sides. This one is toy stencil, carrying frill stencil. It's also out of the blondie neck cock and carrying full lace. The fantail, one of the fantail cocks will be for sale. And then we have a nice indigo white light. Bolted up to the last feather now. And the barless, the ice split barless, carrying barless blue cock. Into the stock loft now. Right guys, we've more or less finished sorting through the cocks now, and everything that's in here is to go, with the exception of one fantail cock. There's an indigo white flight, there's a toy stencil cross, Trigonino blondinette. There's the white check Lebanon cock. As you can see, he can fly no problem, but he does have droopy wings. There's another full lace carrier Trigonino blondinette cock. There's a black race cock, just black, not carrying any stencil. There's a black cock carrying frill stencil. There's a double factor and illusion cock. There's the white barred opal cock. And there's two ice split barless cocks. And that's about it guys. There might be another odd one in the cocks. Once we sort through the hens we might find we've got an odd cock here or there. Plus the other ones I showed you in the other shed with the barless cock, etc. They're all cocks as well. And now we're going to show you what we decided on keeping, which was really difficult. And I might even whittle it down again, but I've kept what I believe I need. Quick look at hens now. This recessive red hen here will be for sale. This stencil Trigonino, toy stencil Trigonino will be for sale. Opal pied hen 2017 bird no rings will be for sale. Indigo pied hen, this year's youngster. This ice split barless hen, keeping that one. A black hen, nice small black hen from a Trigonino, no, this came out of the Coleman cock with a check hen. Then there's the nestmate down below, which also appears to be a hen from the same pair. That one hasn't got a ring on. I'm keeping the Coleman hen. There's another double factor indigo cock on the left. Then there's a reduced Trigonino hen for sale. And another toy stencil Trigonino hen in here. So the only ones I'm keeping in here is the Coleman hen, the light brown hen, the ice split barless hen, the dark brown spread hen, the barless hen, frill stencil indigo, frill stencil hen, another frill stencil hen. And that's pretty much all we're keeping out of this loft, guys. And the others are for sale in here. We're now in the loft that we cleaned out yesterday, and this is the final selection of cocks. I kept the blondinette cock, and he will go back to a satinette next year. So I'm going to keep two pairs of these. He'll go to a satinette hen, a blue satinette hen, and then he can be swapped over alternatively with a brown satinette hen. Then we have two frill stencils, which are actually brothers from the previous year. Tell a lie, they're not. That's a youngster. That's years before. We kept this white check Lebanon satinette cross because it carries brown and it's frill stencil. Sorry about the light, guys. We kept the Coleman cock, and I decided I would keep the big Lebanon frill stencil cock. He's the daddy of the loft basically, and if it wasn't for him I wouldn't have these frill stencils. So I decided I would keep him, and I need to find him a very small hen next year to bring the size down. We might put him to a brown hen next year. Then we have another frill stencil cock there. Then we've kept one of the blondinette cocks paired to the white trigger hen, so a toy and frill stencil carrier, but a nice small cock. As you can see, it's half the size of that barless cock. We kept the barless, we kept the brown spread, kept the almond cock, who is mostly brown with the odd blue flecking in him as well. We kept another satinette cock, brown satinette cock, to go to the brown satinette hen next year. These milkies did turn out to be both cocks, and we've kept both milky cocks. As you can see, guys, they're doing a lot of fighting. They're all trying to find themselves a box still. But that's the final roundup of what I'm keeping by way of cocks, which isn't a lot by the amount of birds I have, and I just might finish off letting one of the milky cocks go with a milky hen as well, and just keep one pair of milkies. We'll see. So I've just had a count up. There's 15 cocks in total. So yet I haven't opened those bottom boxes. It was really difficult on which ones to keep, guys. But so there's 15 cocks in total here. Assuming we keep all 15, I have 15 nest boxes in the stock loft, which will accommodate these birds without opening any of the bottom boxes in the stock loft. So we're back in the stock loft now, and as you can see, it's empty. I will scrape these down again, but these are just boxes that we've set up now to make full use of the shed. You can see all the bottom boxes are still sealed off, and any that already have an existing cock in them, we've closed the box. So that was the Coleman, that was the white check Lebanon, that's the white bar frill stencil Lebanon, that's the barless cock, that's the black cock. Actually, that can now be opened because I've decided to let the black cock go. I was undecided whether to keep that black cock because he was such a good race type, size and everything, or whether to keep the smaller full lace carrying toy and frill stencil out of the blondinette cock, and I opted for the latter. We kept the smaller cock carrying toy and frill and let the black race cock go. So that doesn't need closed up. What am I doing? Before I forget now, I know that can be opened up so another one of those cocks can pick this box. Sorry about the camera work, guys. Right, so we can open that up. So basically we've now got the barless, white bar frill stencil Lebanon, white check Lebanon, Coleman cock, the brown spread cock. We've closed his box, and everything else has been opened up. Oh, and the almond, That nice element I've just showed you that's mostly brown flecked but with a few blue flecks. And everything else is left open so the other birds can pick one of these boxes and get settled, which will be in a week or two. We'll put them in here for them to find a box. Let them get settled down between themselves, which boxes they're deciding to have. Make sure they're settled in the boxes before we reintroduce the cocks that are existing out of this loft. And of course the tour wouldn't be complete without showing you what hens we have in this section. Excuse the mess in the tray, they are due another clean out on the perches and the drop board, but we just haven't had time yet. So this is that really nice frill stencil. This is probably the best one I have, and it's a hen, and it was taken out of this cock section that's next to me. We have another frill stencil down there. Yeah, it's got bronze bars, or starting with the bronze bars, but it's frill stencil, toy stencil. That was a youngster bred this year. We have another one off the blondie neck cock carrying the full lace pattern. This one is a hen. It's a small hen, so we will be keeping that one. Then we have a nice black race hen, a good almond hen, a fantail hen, the only one I have left, another reduced Trigonino, a yellow hen, the white bar full stencil, then we have a satinette hen, which will go to one of the, probably the blondie neck cock. Then we have this white bar full stencil, which is out of the droopy winged Lebanon cock, paired to a brown satinette hen like this, but in brown. Then we've got the little white check Trigonino. Then we have a barless hen sitting on eggs. And then last but not least, I have an F1 Lebanon hen, and I'm going to let that one go, so that with any one of the frill stencil carrying cocks, or even the toy stencil visual, or the Lebanon cock check with the droopy wings, will be a good foundation for someone to start the frill stencil breeding, guys. Right guys, we finally took the last of those cocks out of the tin shed. That tin shed is now empty, and we've moved everything that's for sale into here. These are all the cocks that's for sale. So we've got the Andalusians are carrying frill stencil, and there's two of them, one with a ring, one without. The one without rings has got more stencil in it. But this is carrying, they're both carrying full frill stencil, guys. And there's a white frill toy there. All these little blacks in here are all carrying toy or frill. That's the pencil race cock, he won't be going. So what we've done is we made sense in this great big massive section with loads and loads and loads of perches and a big 8-foot aviary on. We've just moved and condensed what's for sale in here, guys. There is a barless ice carrier there as well, guys. That's a young and a bred this year. It's a barless cock carrying ice. Satinette cock, your blondie neck cock. I probably won't sell him because I can't guarantee he would fill any eggs. If anybody wants to take a gamble on him, they can, but I can't give any guarantees with him. Well, I can't give any guarantees with any of these pigeons, to be honest with you guys, other than they will be cocks, to the best of my knowledge, apart from the young birds. But yeah. Right guys, as always, the way we finish the video off, I'm just having the last cup of coffee And I'm going down home for some food. It's now 3 p.m. The sun has been shining beautifully today and it's been a really nice day. However, I have no energy left now. I haven't done a lot of work, but it's been a lot of walking back and forward into all the sheds, catching the pigeons. And I've basically I've had enough. I've achieved the goal that I set out to do, and then a little bit more as well, because I've now settled on the 15 cocks that I'm keeping. I would like to keep others, but I need to cut the numbers down, I'm afraid. So, predominantly, I think there's still 2 hens sections, 3 hens sections to go through with a fine tooth comb, and there might still be another indigo pied that is a cock in with the hens. But then I'm fairly sure I've got it right. I think there might be one more cock, another indigo pied, to come out of the hens section. And then I have the job of sorting through which hens I'm keeping. And I'm not going to rush it. So I know I could do it this weekend, but I'm not going to. I need to have a good think about it, guys. Now, we've kept 15 cocks up to now. And I might even let a couple more of those go yet, but I'm not certain. So I need to keep at least 15 hens, and I'm probably going to keep, more realistically, 20 hens. Just so I have options with the hens. Keeping some of the smaller hens to go to the Lebanon cock, for instance, that we decided to keep. So I'm going to keep about 20 hens, so in total I'll have 35 birds, which is still quite a bit, but it's manageable because I can have those split into just 2 lofts and that's it, as opposed to having 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 sections. Instead of having 9 sections, I can have them condensed into 2, the stock loft and another shed to keep the 20 hens in. Which will massively reduce the workload. And then obviously next year there will be all next year's youngsters, which we'll select from them what we're keeping, if anything, and we'll let some of the stock birds go, and we'll just keep a cycle going like that, guys. But we'll see how that pans out. I've pretty much had enough, so next weekend my goal is to pick those 16 to 20 hens out of what I'm keeping. What I'll do is the section of the tin loft that's now empty and took the last of the cocks out, we'll give that a good clean down because it was only done 4 or 5 weeks ago. We'll give it another good clean out, and then we'll start selecting the 16 to 20 hens and put them into that section that we're keeping. That will then let me move everything else that's for sale into one loft while I clean that section out, then put them back into there, and that'll leave one more shed to be cleaned out, bottomed out and left. And then next weekend, all being well, weather permitting and energy permitting, we will definitely be photographing the birds up in the box and getting them all the ring numbers wrote down, all the birds photographed at close quarters, and we will start the listing hopefully next weekend, but the birds will not go live until after the next YouTube video that I put out, saying what day they will go live and what time the birds will be live on the website, to give everybody a chance to have a look and see if there's anything they want to purchase. Right guys, going for some food as always. Thanks for all your likes, dislikes, comments and your subscriptions. If you aren't already subscribed, please hit that subscribe button. It doesn't cost you anything. Then hit the little bell icon, select all, and that'll alert you every time I put up a new video. As always guys, wherever you are in the world, please stay safe, be practical, keep yourselves out of harm's way. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you again in the next video.